So, how has porn affected me in my relationships with women, in my overall state? I'm gonna share a little bit, and I don't think it's very unlike anyone else's experience with porn and masturbating. It's very similar. A kid with low self-esteem growing up, a kid who didn't have any self-control, who started making things regular in my head because of porn when it's not in real life, and just overall feeling bad about myself. As it pertains to relationships and how it's actually affected me in relationships, I have never actually been in a well, let me rephrase that. I don't consider myself to have ever been in a serious relationship with another woman. I would never consider that I had a girlfriend. And maybe the girls in my past would disagree and say that we were in a relationship. I never saw it that way. And so I'm not too experienced in like being in a relationship per se. I'm not the most experienced when it comes to women in general, but I am way more experienced in that. I actually have experience in that because I don't consider myself to have experience in being in a relationship. So with the women in my life that I've had, I will say maybe like 10, maybe a little more, but maybe 10 that were like serious. I was serious about for some time. And so how did porn affect those relationships, right? They weren't like relationships, they weren't like boyfriend, girlfriend, but we did have a relationship, right? As human beings, as man and woman. And what I will say is, I'm still young. I still don't have all the answers. And this is more of just a self-reflection thing. I think one way porn affected me is that I viewed. No, let me rephrase that. I saw the women I had relations with as almost objects and almost like I didn't even see like the relationship part of it. Maybe that's why I've never considered myself in a relationship. Maybe I've basically been in one, but I couldn't allow myself to believe it because I never felt like we had a relationship. And maybe that's my fault because of porn and masturbating for so long. I can't make the difference between sexual pleasure and being in a relationship. I can't see that like intertwining. And so I never really saw my experience with these women as anything substantial. And I can attribute that to porn because porn objectifies women and it objectifies and makes self pleasure just self pleasure. When in all actuality, it's not just pleasure. Masturbating, sure, you can say that, but intimate actions between a man and a woman is intimate. It is actually very spiritual, emotional. Not so as much for men, but it is. There is a difference, and you can attest to this. Is the difference between masturbating and fucking someone. And there's a difference between fucking someone and loving someone. I would never say I've loved someone. I can attribute that to porn and masturbating for so many years. To this day, I struggle with it. I've gotten much better at it. I don't beat myself up about it when I do it. So, again, I'm very young. I'm in my young 20s. I still have a lot to learn. But what I can say for now is that what porn has done to my relationships, you can make the argument that it's never allowed me to get into a relationship. I've never even had the chance to allow myself to be in one because of porn.